Okay, today I'm going to be changing the oil on the 2014 Mazda 2 hatch, or black jelly bean as we call it. But before that, we need to start it up and I need to move my bike out of the way. And then I'll show you where to go from there. We'll start it up, let the engine warm up, and we can drop that oil out. Hasn't been started for about a month, so that's pretty good. Sorry about the mess and the lighting here, but I'm in my apartment at the moment, so it's not going to be the best. Anyway, so let's get to it. There's the oil filter, there's the oil sump. What you're going to need to do this is you're going to need funnily enough, this is the oil filter cartridge removal tool from my Toyota Orion, which is has a 2GR FE 3.5 litre V6, and this exact filter not only fits my VFR 800F motorcycle, but it also fits this 2014 Mazda 2 1.5 litre petrol, which is amazing how many actual real filters, not cartridge filters, like normal filters that this fits. I'll show you in a second. What else you're going to need? You're going to need a tarp so you don't spill lovely oil on this pristine floor here. You're going to need at least a 7 or 8 litre oil pan, which I've used basically every other time. If you guys have been watching, you know I use this a lot. A funnel, obviously. Now I've gone down to Super Cheap Auto. I've bought myself some upper engine cleaner from Newlon. So that's just you spray it around the throttle body in the intake manifold, and it helps sort of decarbon and, you know, clean that out. That's mass airflow sensor, as you can see. Don't know where it is in this engine. I'll have to have a closer look. I'll get to that later. I might not even put that in this video. I might do that separately because I don't have a lot of time. Fuel injector cleaner. I know it's a bit controversial whether it works or not, but again, Super Cheap Auto had a sale on. It was like $15, so I thought I'd buy the twin pack, one for the car, one for my car, one for this car. It doesn't really matter if it works or not. It's not going to harm it. The oil filter, you're going to need a Z632. It's a very, very small oil filter. That's the one that's going to fit on there apparently. And they also recommend a 5W30 dextrose one. That's a spare bottle from last time, but I'm going to try to use that up. I believe it's about 4.8 litres of it. Sorry, 3.8 litres of it to 4 litres. But we're going to drain it out because I know that it's full of oil. You can exactly measure it on here, then we can check the condition of the oil and see how much I need to put in roughly. I've never really measured before. I've just topped it off until it's finished, you know, till it's on the full line. So yeah, sorry it's not an exact number. I know a lot of people get shitty saying, oh, you're not giving exact figures, whatever, but hey, this is just what I do in my spare time. To mention as well, you're gonna need a 19mm spanner or socket to also unbolt that as well. Okie doke. So we've now gotten that loose. Sorry about the terrible angle here. And no, I didn't need to jack the car up. I'm just literally sliding underneath here and undoing it like this. So we're just going to unscrew this. It was actually fairly loose too. The Mazda people serviced it last time, but they didn't do a very good job. There you go. You can just check out that colour of the oil. I do apologise, there's other people driving in here, so it's a bit noisy. It's terrible for filming, but that's all I got at the moment. And I'll just mention as well, try not to drop the washer or the bolt in there because it's going to leak if you do not screw that on. You can just see it's still going out there. And this is a filter I was talking about as well. And as I was mentioning before, in case no one believes me, got the 2GR FE oil filter cartridge remover tool. Fits right on. Yeah, it's not even tight anyway. Again, I did not service this last, it was the Mazda people. And look at that, comes off very easy. We'll get that off, let it drain, and then we can inspect it and I'll show you from there. Okay guys, as you can see, it's just under 4 litres, so I would say that 3.8 litres is a good number. Yeah, 3.8 to 4 litres is what they recommend. It's not an exact number, sorry guys, but we'll just see how much it takes when it goes in. But yeah, it looks like just under 4 litres, so we should be good. Now this oil's only probably got about 2,000 or 3,000 Ks on it in almost a year, but this car has done a lot of stop-start trips, and as you can see, the oil is very, very, very dark and contaminated and a bit, don't know if that's metal flakes in there, maybe a little bit of metal flakes. And I do notice when the engine's cold, it does rattle a bit. And it's only got about, I think it's about 86,000 Ks on it. It doesn't have a lot of Ks on it, but its whole life, it's 10 years old now. It's done a lot of stop-start trips, and it's only had annual oil changes. So I would like to change that because it's technically not my parents-in-law car anymore. It is my wife's car, or our car now, because we do share it. And I actually use it more now because, well, I'm going to be using it more now because it's getting colder. I'm sort of packing the bike away. Could be selling the bike too. Had a few people interested in it, so I'll be using this car to go to work and back, which is a good half an hour, 35-minute journey. So that should be enough to keep it up to optimal temperature and boil the impurities away, for example. But yeah, if you're going to do a lot of stop-start trips, I would definitely recommend changing that oil at least every 6 months, or 3,000 or 4,000 Ks, whatever occurs first. You don't want to be leaving it for a year at a time, because otherwise you're going to have metal shavings in there, you're going to have moisture in there, water in there just from condensation, and you're going to have unburnt fuel in there too, because it's going to make its way past the piston rings because the engine's not warmed up, and it's going to mix with the oil, going to contaminate your oil. Your engine's going to get less protection, it's going to cause more wear, things like that. So yeah, always change your oil. And I'd rather be the sort of person that I would rather spend, $100 changing my oil than having to replace the engine every couple of years because it's been neglected. So yeah, we'll keep going. I will mention as well, I've already done up the bolt that goes into the oil pan. I've already tightened that up. I don't have the exact torque specs, I'm sorry. I literally just give it a quick quarter turn yank and it's done. I will be putting on the new oil filter. I will lube the edge. I'll be screwing that on, which I'll show you in a second. And we'll go from there, and then we'll keep filling up the oil, and we should be done soon. Just mention as well, Super Cheap Auto have given me the wrong oil filter. It's actually whatever this one is. It's K4238. I don't know what that would be at Super Cheap Auto, but yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take this back. Sorry guys, I'll have to be back. Okay, so fun fact, if you are not buying a genuine Mazda filter, which is expensive, and I don't really see the point of buying genuine all that much really, the Super Cheap Auto Ryco ones is Z436, not 632 or whatever I accidentally grabbed before. So yeah, and another fun fact, it's slightly fatter on the top, so this tool does not actually fit it anymore. And it does fit the genuine one that come off. And I know probably I'm going to get roasted in the comments for this, saying you should just buy genuine all the time, but I don't really feel like driving all the way to the other side of town to go to the dealer and buy a genuine one. Also, I've got other stuff to do today. Super Cheap Auto is literally 2 minutes away from me. I'd rather just go there, to be honest. So yeah, each to their own. I change oil, well, I want to change the oil more regularly, like I said. So I'm just going to pull this plastic cover off, lubricate that seal, and probably put a bit of oil. When I mean lubricate, I mean using the oil to lubricate it, lubricating the hole there, and then I'm going to screw it back on, hand tighten it as much as I possibly can, and then we can start filling the oil from there, and hopefully we're good. Okay guys, moment of truth. Oops, if I can get under here. Here we go. I've lubricated the end, as you can see. I'll let go on here. Please fit, please fit. Please fit. Yes, it's fitting. Whee! Yes, relief. Yes, I've never felt so good putting that on. Yep, so as you can see, that fits. I'm just hand tightening it now to my 25-30 newton meters. There we go. And then we can start filling the engine with oil. up to about 3.8 litres. Check the oil, then we can run it, check it again, and then we're done. Gotta love how the funnel just fits into where the oil cap goes. This makes life so much easier to freaking pour the oil when it fits into here perfectly. It's so good. Anyway, I'm not gonna over tighten that because I don't want to break off in there. Don't ask me how I know that. It's happened before in the past. Cool, so I'm gonna add some oil now and we'll go from there. Okay guys, the oil is in. I've checked the oil, it is almost on the top. I'm going to start it for about, a minute or whatever, let it pump around, soak through, turn it off, wait a couple of minutes. I'll check the oil again and then we should be good to go. Sounds pretty good so far. I've left the air conditioning on, that's okay. There you go, nice and healthy. Check how many Ks are on it. Oh yeah, there you go, 86,792. I will mention as well, when you start it after the oil change, don't go revving the crap out of it. One, the engine will be cold as you can see, and two, you're not going to have the oil protection, so it's just going to tear your engine apart. So I see a lot of people after they change the oil, let's just start it up and rev it to 5,000 RPM. No, you're going to be taking years off the life of your engine doing that. Just start it up, let it run for a minute or so, let the oil pump around. You don't need to go crazy with it. Turn it off and then you check it. Now, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's pretty much right on the money. So yeah, I can confirm that it's just under 4 litres. That this takes 3.8 to 4 litres. I couldn't exactly measure, to be honest, because I was using an already opened oil container, then I topped it off with the new one from last time. So yeah, I'm gonna say 3.8 litres. So yeah, don't shoot me on it, but we're good. Okay guys, that's a wrap. It's all done. Just yeah, stay safe and let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like to see me do. But yeah, it's just splatter, you don't need to worry about that. There's no leaks or anything like that. But yeah, stay safe and don't do anything that I wouldn't do, which is probably a lot.